Hi everyone, and welcome to the Chat and Vibe series for the upcoming Vitality Festival, which is starting on the 31st of October. And we're really excited about showing our support for all the frontline workers and everybody who's feeling they need a little bit of support and encouragement and inspiration. That's what the Vitality Festival is all about. And we have got 70 amazing speakers, and one of those is Stephanie Woollard. Hi, Stephanie. Thank you for coming here today. How are you?
Great to be here, Tanya. Thanks for having me. I'm great.
Thank you. So just tell us a little bit about you and your journey. You've had an amazing background. Tell us a little bit about what happened.
So my 15 years ago, when I was 22 years old, I went to Nepal, as young people do, wanting to explore the world and, get a feel for through experiential learning the world that we're living in. And I was in Nepal on a Duke of Edinburgh trip where we were volunteering and supporting in the remote villages to help the locals build these structures and schools. And I came across 7 disabled women. When the group had gone home, I stayed on for a few weeks. 7 disabled women who were living in a tiny tin shed. It was like a little shack, and heard their stories basically through Sangita, who was one of the women who spoke broken English, and had gathered these women together. And their stories were very sad, and lots of struggle and stigma for being disabled. And I just, being 22 and seeing these beautiful women with their beautiful smiles, it was so it was very kind of heartbreaking to see that lid had been placed on their potential, that society believed that because they were disabled in this life, they were evil in a past life. So they couldn't even if they did have money, they couldn't rent a building because the landlords didn't want bad luck in their building. So that's how my charity, which is now, benefited over 6,000 disabled and marginalised women, started with those 7 women and $200 that I had, a few weeks before I was leaving to go back to Melbourne, my hometown.
Oh, that's absolutely incredible. And is that the 7 women that you have? Is that the organisation?
Yeah.
Wow. And so is it just Nepal, or does it stretch out to other places as well?
Yeah, it's just Nepal. It's just Nepal, and we've focused on kind of Kathmandu, but also 8 different remote village areas in Nepal.
Wow, that's incredible. And so part of your vision really is to really help people to reach their full potential in lots of different ways. Is that right?
Yeah, I think seeing those women with this incredible potential. They had physical disabilities, but all I could see was their potential. They had working, fully functioning brains, hands. They had the desire to make a go of their life. And I just think whether it's Nepalese women in Nepal or whether it's us here in Australia, I think there are so many limitations that we allow to squash our potential. When we can free that
Mm,
incredible life force energy up, we can achieve incredible things, and
mm,
together, especially
mm.
encouraging each other.
And I think particularly at the moment with what's going on in the world, and particularly here in Victoria, a lot of us are being squashed or limited in so many different ways, and people are really finding that their true potential can't be realised at the moment because of all the challenges. What personal challenges have you found going through this time? What have you seen?
Well, personally, I'm traveling constantly with 7 women, speaking at global conferences and sharing our model and what we've created. So I'm a very free spirit, and I love traveling around. So for me, it's been from one place to the other for the last 4 or 5 years, to being in the one spot here at home, which I'm actually surprised at how well I've adapted to that. And it's been an incredible opportunity, I think, for many people to look within and reassess, what is out of alignment with themselves, what activities, what jobs, what circles of friends are we in that is not fully in alignment with who we are and where we want to be going. So I'm super grateful for this time, even though, as you said, there are limitations. But I think it's, there is unlimited opportunity to look within and to really start creating and planning how we're going to create from that space of passion, you know, following our greatest joy and reassessing where we want to be when we come out of this period of time.
I think that's so important. I found that in this time as well, where you looked at some of the people that you've been hanging out with, or potentially even some of the places or things that you've been doing, and now you can't do them. And you've kind of got to that point where you can reassess and see, is that serving me for my highest and greatest good, or is it not? And it's allowed, I think, everybody to really sort of reshape the way they're going to move forward after this whole COVID situation passes.
Definitely. And I think a lot of the old systems that are in place, you know, on the greater scale of society and globally are they're being disheveled because people are realizing that they don't work. They're not working for humanity. They're not working for people to be, you know, to reach our potential and be who we truly are as humans. We all have this incredible love and you know, striving for unity and belonging, and to just be in our full health and you know, really help each other to collaborate. And some of the existing structures, you know, even in business, it's all about competition, and that is not who we truly are. You know, that is not conducive to our true nature as humans. So I think there's a great opportunity as well during this time to together start to envisage and create, because we know how powerful the thoughts are and the mind is, to actually visualize, but bring in the new, what we want, and start to create that now.
And I think that's part, each of one of us needs to take that responsibility and really own it, not as a burden, but as a blessing, that we do get to choose our own reality. We can create a better future, really, if we all, you know, put our minds to it.
100%.
Yeah, it's really amazing and exciting, exciting place and time to be, really. Quite pivotal. So tell us, Steph, at the festival, your workshop is going to be about drawing out our true potential through service. Tell us a little bit about what people will experience when they come to your workshop.
Well, I'll be sharing my journey from, you know, from a very young age. I wanted to make a difference. I had this burning desire, and I think my story has very much been about staying very close to that, to my highest excitement, following my joy, seeking truth, having an epic life adventure in the process of wanting to serve others. And I think, you know, the focus of this festival and the name Vitality, I love that name, is fantastic, because it's going to be full of people who want to serve, you know, are here to serve. And I think now is the time more than ever that, you know, people are realizing actually that's what life is about, serving others through our God-given unique gifts that we have, and everyone's different. And everyone has so much to offer. So I'll be sharing a bit about my journey of that, you know, that seeking to make a difference, how I've been able to do that with the support of many, many others, and, you know, how to live an inspired life and how to inspire others, you know, in the process. Because I think, you know, we as individuals, when we're lit up by what we're doing, so many others are touched, not only just from hearing the words, seeing the actions, but energetically as well, you know, what energy is coming from you as a human. So yeah, I think my journey has been about really understanding from all different aspects what that human potential looks like, and how to draw it out of others. You know, some of these women in Nepal who had begun to embody the feeling that they were of no use to society are now leading these, you know, hundreds of women in the villages. So, you know, sometimes it just takes a little bit of encouragement or someone to identify that in another, and you really encourage them to step up, and then they're on their own journey then. So so I hope people will take away you know, some inspiration, some motivation, maybe even discover, you know, some things in their life that they might not have considered for a while that they can take action on, some creative outlets. But yeah, it's really, my journey's really been about coming full circle and understanding that actually, as individuals, when we're connected with our own life force and direction, we can make the ultimate difference. It's not always about out there, but I think through service we can discover our own potential as well. If that makes sense.
And I think, look, at this time, unfortunately, there are a lot of people that are feeling quite disconnected. They're feeling physically disconnected because they can't see each other. They're feeling disconnected potentially from their passion or their purpose. I know there's some people who are really connected to it more than ever. For those people who are feeling less inspired, what words of wisdom would you have for those people right now?
Well, I think, nature is so important for the human, and so nature actually rebalances energy. If you can just plant your feet without shoes in nature, you'll find you kind of shift a lot of energy that might be weighing you down. So I think, just back to basics, back to getting out of your head, and those thoughts that are actually, because the thoughts create emotions and feelings, and before you know it, you can be in a spiral downwards. So just getting back to the senses, go out for a walk in nature, just focus on what you can see, what you can hear, what you can feel, taste, smell. The now moment is real. That's the only thing that's real. If we're feeling a bit down, or those heavy thoughts, they're just kind of thoughts creating that. And I truly believe that. And we're all human, so of course we're gonna, and we're these are challenging times in some aspects, but just really getting out into nature, I think, helps a lot.
I think that reconnection, that reconnection with nature, a lot of us were so far removed with our normal lives away from nature. And I think that reconnection which kind of brings me back to what you were saying before about, this competition. We've been all born into this competition, but really the collaboration is what we're after. And in nature, you see this alignment and collaboration everywhere, which, for me organising this event, it's been amazing to see and speak to all these fantastic presenters, and people really want to band together. And it's been interesting and amazing to see, and you'd see this all the time in all the things that you do, and people are working together for that one vision in alignment to really just boost and lift everybody. It's incredible what things happen, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. What have you found quite challenging through these times in terms of being able to get your message across? Have you found it okay using all the internet and everything, or is it harder being separated from people?
Well, I think humans need to be around each other, and definitely kind of breathing the fresh air, which, the masks are not allowing people to do that. Those that wear them and don't take them off, and just breathing the fresh air for a while. And I think that is, that they're our fundamental basic human rights. So that is very problematic. And also, there's health issues around that too. Not being able to kind of access the fresh air, clean water, things like that. But and nature, having time limits on how
Long,
how
yeah.
much we can spend outside. I mean, that's just. But yeah, I think they're kind of the main challenges. I've found that it's actually opened up a lot of opportunities as well to reach people around the globe. So my network and my friends are very spread across the world, and I've always had this dream that um, I wonder if I could bring them all together in a big, my dream is to have a big white mansion and future, a big white house with many rooms where I can entertain people, and a big garden out the back where I can bring all my friends from all around the world together and have a big garden party. But I think, it's Zoom and these online platforms that bring people together are there's great opportunity there to actually connect with people, and also they've been educated because of the situation to actually get themselves online. Like, a lot of people that would have said, no, I can't be bothered with that, I'm not an online person, are now online. So it's there's great opportunity, especially with the vision that I'm creating now, to bring people together globally and really start to have these conversations about what are we creating now. The time is now to start creating what we want to step into after this eases, and even now, to the extent
Mm.
we can.
And that's exciting because you've got a new program that you're doing, which is the Seven Continents Council. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the Seven Continents Council is just basically, I've had a really strong desire to bring people together for the last few years, unite people that are out there doing incredible things. So I've had the privilege of meeting many of these champions, you know, in my travels, and they are having real and lasting impacts on the communities around them. And just, I've always kind of felt the need to, like, imagine what would be possible if these people came together, people that are aligned in their vision and in their values of just wanting the best for humanity and wanting the best for our planet. So yeah, I've taken action on that during this time where I've actually had a bit of time to to sit down and so I'm creating a platform where we can collaborate, co-create, you know, start to talk, have conversations around the education system. You know, how could we change that? What's not working? How can we, you know, improve it in future, or create a totally new one? Sustainable living. A lot of people are wanting to
Mm.
have their own land, grow their own food, be more self-sustaining, and also, you know, give the planet a break, give the
Mm.
environment a break with all of our unsustainable systems. And yeah, just bringing these people together that I've met that actually are out there doing this, you know, and that might spark ideas in others that are wanting to step into the space. So that's what Seven Continents Council is about, and there'll be a few core signature programs around helping people to take their dreams to reality. Because I think sometimes, you know, when you have a dream, even this dream for me, I took a few, you know, years to kind of go, how am I going to approach this? You know, how do I
Mm.
start? And so I think, you know, especially at the beginning, it helps to have a bit of support around that, or a bit of hand holding to just go, just take the first step. How can you scale it down to be,
Mm.
you know, bite size and manageable, that gives you the confidence to then take the next step?
That's
So,
incredible.
mm,
Incredible. And I think that's a real gift that's come out of this time, just people having space. A lot of us who have had really busy lives, who would never have had that space appear for us to birth a new inspiring project. And I think, you know, what you're doing here is a great example of that. And for others, that they might have that opportunity if they just sort of stop and have a look at what's going on around them as well.
mm, definitely.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We really look forward to your presentation at the Vitality Festival, and we look forward to hearing again from you soon.
Thanks so much, and I'm really looking forward to it. And if anyone wants to, you know, connect between now and then, there's a brilliant little Facebook group called Inspiring Humans. So that has people from all over the world that are wanting to, you know, the type of people that participate in festivals like these that want to actually create change. So Inspiring Humans in capital letters. And yeah, I really look forward to presenting at this incredible creation. So thanks, Tanya, for creating something like this that brings people together to celebrate life, you know, and all the
Yeah,
positivity.
beautiful. Thank you.
Thanks.